Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday meditation gathering. I'm so glad you're here to share this time together. This week we have Kenny Mammarella-D'Cruz, who will lead us in meditation, and then we have 20 minutes of silence. After that, we'll open it up for sharing, and we end up 10:45. Over to you, Kenny.
Forgot to unmute there. Thank you. It's so good to be amongst all of you today on St. David's Day, the 1st of March in the year of the hare. I wonder how mad this March is going to be. I chose lesson 134 about forgiveness, and I read it and I felt it and I journeyed with it, and suddenly there was a shift, and the shift said something simple, something loving, something that kind of like a butterfly touches on the edge of love and beauty. And before I knew it, we shifted to lesson 60, reviews. God is the love in which I forgive. God does not forgive because he has never condemned. The blameless cannot blame, and those who have accepted their innocence see nothing to forgive. Yet forgiveness is the means by which I will recognize my innocence. It is the reflection of God's love on earth. It will bring me near enough to heaven that the love of God can reach down to me and raise me up to him. God is the strength in which I trust. It is not my own strength through which I forgive. It is through the strength of God in me, which I am remembering as I forgive. As I begin to see, I recognize his reflection on earth. I forgive all things because I feel the stirring of his strength in me. And I begin to remember the love I chose to forget, but which has not forgotten me. There is nothing to fear. How safe the world will look to me when I can see it. It will not look anything like what I imagine I see now. Everyone and everything I see will lean toward me to bless me. I will recognize in everyone my dearest friend. What could there be to fear in a world that I have forgiven and that has forgiven me? God's voice speaks to me all through the day. There is not a moment in which God's voice ceases to call on my forgiveness to save me. There is not a moment in which his voice fails to direct my thoughts, guide my actions, and lead my feet. I'm walking steadily on towards truth. There is nowhere else I can go because God's voice is the only voice and the only guide that has been given to his Son. I am sustained by the love of God. As I listen to God's voice, I am sustained by his love. As I open my eyes, his love lights up the world for me to see. As I forgive, his love reminds me that his Son is sinless. And as I look upon the world with the vision he has given me, I remember that I am his son.
Open your eyes slowly and come back into the room. We have about 20 minutes left for sharing your reflections and your questions. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand or use the reactions button at the bottom of the screen, and I'll invite you to take yourself off of mute. If you'd like to ask Kenny a question or a comment with confidentiality, put your message in the chat function at the bottom of the screen, and I'll read it out. Anthony, take yourself off mute.
Hi, Kenny, thank you very much for taking us into that essential theme of forgiveness. During the meditation, I was drawn back to the first paragraph of lesson 60, and I was thinking, my goodness me, if there's nothing to forgive, what on earth is forgiveness all about? And then that line, which says, I think it's, line 4, yet forgiveness is the means by which I will recognize my innocence. This is it. This is the tool we're given to recognize that we are simply playing out a three-dimensional movie, and that those things, those situations, those people that I believe the Holy Spirit brings to us as part of this movie are there to literally dart poison arrows into us to make us react, and tempting us to, how shall I describe it? Yes, use attack thoughts to defend ourselves, when really, this is going to happen again and again and again until we learn forgiveness and letting go, and recognizing their innocence and the fact that they're only being used possibly by the Holy Spirit as the lesson. And until we can use a reflex action of forgiveness and not trying so hard to forgive, and certainly not attacking, this is going to happen again and again in our lives. So it really is down to us to use forgiveness to set things right and turn things the right way up. So I just wanted to thank you for bringing us back to such an important theme. And I couldn't get away from that during the whole of the 20 minutes. I was drawn to that particular, a realization that was what it was all about. It's just such an important part of my life. So thank you again.
My pleasure. And it was so the same for me. It's like, wait a minute, but I'm seduced in this drama and I'm feeling so much. How can it be possible that I'm allowed to come out and see it for what it is, and still feel it, and still learn from it, and still love it, and still be hurt by it, but to come out and see it for what it is, and know myself as I know God in me. But yeah, that was huge for me. It's like, no, but I haven't finished yet. And the journey for me, I wonder whether it was similar to you during the 20 minutes, was from forgiving other to forgiving self.
Yeah.
And the unexpected bit at the end was then missing the connection with the other, because I'd forgiven the both of us, and it's like the love went, and then giving myself permission to love again, irrespective of the dramas and traumas. It's like, wow, 20 minutes together. What a journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was sort of playing with the word forgive, trying to sort of get into that word. And I kept coming back with, giving. This is a gift to us. This really is the gift from the Holy Spirit for our opportunity to perceive things rightly. Yeah. And then so God can take that last step.
And I noticed also that I stumbled over, and I begin to remember the love that I choose, or that I chose, but which has not forgotten me. And I think that's because sometimes I do choose it and sometimes I don't. And this is the journey, not about getting it right, but fumbling with it until the truth and the love comes up.
Yeah. Because you can't theorize these things. You have to go through the practical lessons, get it wrong. And the more you get it wrong, the easier you're going to remember. And that's the way to learn. It's through our mistakes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who would like to share?
there's one little thing that crossed my mind as I read this through, and that is listening to the voice of God. And I remember way back thinking, I can't say that. I can't believe what little old me. What are people going to say and think? Who, you know, do I have the right? Am I worthy? Surely I'll be burnt at the stake or something. And then noticing that the ways that that comes through, I mean, of course, it's the most normal, natural thing to do. The ways that that comes through for me very, very, very often are through my inner DJs. I think someone mentioned music earlier on. And when I listen to whatever tunes my inner DJs play in my head, it's either the words or the feeling or where that song takes me. And that is such pure communication, a way that I listen to the voice of God. Or it could be someone I pass in the street, and whether I feel drawn to them or fearful of them, and following that, and it's like, oh, that's where I am. That's what I need to love. So I am more part of God. But yeah, the many, many languages through which God speaks.
Ayu, take yourself off mute.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kenny. This is kind of my confession. I really don't know how to be loving. I don't know. And sometimes it seemingly, or apparently I do massage. So I treat my clients gentle hands, and I do that. But I really don't know what's my motivation behind it, because I received the money. Of course, I have to be kind. If I saw somebody struggling, I asked to help. But in back of my mind, I'm a course student studying this for a long, long time. And some course teachers have, you have to be kind and gentle, and but I might be just a sort of pretending to be loving. So I honestly don't know how to be loving. And Ken Wapnick used to say, Jesus is not interested in your love. Jesus knows you are not loving. That's why I'm here. If you are love, you're not here already. You're gone already. You're not looking this, universe. So, but what you said, forgiveness, as long as I'm keep doing forgiveness, somehow miracle happened. So maybe I don't experience love. I become a love. But that point, probably I won't be here. I mean, I don't experience I'm doing the loving. So I really don't know to be love. But keep reminding myself, whatever the situation, small or big, as long as I'm giving everything to Jesus, what to say, what to do, every morning I say it in my heart, but I might be just saying that from lip, but I do it anyway. So this is like kind of my confessions, and I just have to keep forgiving. Means asking Jesus to just, I have this thought, but I give it to you. I don't know how to judge, so I just, you judge it for me. I don't know. I don't know after that. I don't know what to do. So that's why I'm doing it, and kind of easy, but kind of sometimes forget. But the point is, I don't know how to be loving. Thank you.
May I join you in that confession? And I can say, I don't know how to do loving. I don't think it's possible to do loving. I believe that you and I and all of us are love. And my cheat sheet, my shortcut is anything that's not true, I need to breathe it past. Anything that's fear or in the way, I need to breathe it past. What I used to do was jump on it, obsess about it, think about it, fix it, berate myself. But what I've learned to do is, as I breathe here and now, present and connected, as I breathe, the adult in me is here. And without the adult in me here, the traumatized, abandoned child in me is here with my protector. My protector will think and fear and criticize and judge and try and work things out and try and control and not forgive me and not forgive others. And it's fear and it's fear and it's fear and it's in control. And my protector's job is survival. That comes from fear. But when the adult in me is here, then my protector doesn't need to take care of a traumatized child. The child in me can be safe because I'm breathing and I can feel him in me. And I can listen to the protector's criticism and fear and keep breathing. I'll take it as information and I can update. He can berate, I can update. And that information can be valuable for me to move into life. And as I move into life, rather than my protector helping me to survive, my protector can give me useful information of what to watch out for as I move into my life. But the best bit about this is, as my child is safe, as the adult in me is here and my child is safe, then my child is the part that's most connected to God and love and life. And that's my being. I can't do love, but I can turn the volume down on the fear and allow love. And that's how. And I believe that in my life, in my childhood, I've been around a lot of people trying to put on a show, to do the right thing, to be seen in a certain way. And there's been a lot of judgment and a lot of fear. And that was normal. But that excludes me from my life. That excludes my relationship to God in life. It puts it all on hold. But for me, it's undoing and unlearning. So my being and my love has a natural space to show up. And that's the easiest way for me to be it. And I totally agree. I can't do it. It's not a thing to do, but I believe it's a place to be, to come from. And it doesn't matter whether it's forever. It's all about this moment. And in this moment, if I notice I'm coming from fear or judgment or whatever it is, then in this moment, I take a breath, I reconnect, and I'm here in love with all of you because I'm here in love with me. So I can. I really, really hope that helps. And I really have to say, me too. I hear you, sister.
Who'd like to share? I'll just jump in here. Kenny, I really appreciated what you shared about breathing. And I think I found that so valuable. Oftentimes my mind gets very busy, or starts to get into conflict, and I just pause and I breathe in peace. I breathe out peace. And I do that for a minute or two, and then I feel centered again. And so it's been a really good way to return to the truth of who I am.
I don't know if any of you were there the 2 times that we brought Jerry Jampolsky into the UK, and his groundbreaking book, Lovers Letting Go of Fear. Yes, it's allowed to be as simple as that. James, or is it Jim?
Jim.
Hi, Kenny. Thanks very much indeed for today and what everybody else has shared. A lot has been said about the word giving as being an essential part of forgiving. And I always like to think of the two words forgiving and forgetting, because if you look at the word forgetting, the center of that is get. So we've got give or get, or love or fear. And letting go of fear is also letting go of getting, because I only want to get something if I fear I'm lacking. And as you've said yourself, in essence, we are all love here. So we don't need to get anything. We're all, everything we need, we are. So if we look at forgiving as being, we are here for giving, as opposed to for getting, what is my purpose? Am I here for getting, or am I here for giving? And I just need to remind myself, well, I'm here for giving. And giving is not wanting anything from anybody else, including an apology or anything to change or anything at all. It's just allowing everyone to be as they are. And that is forgiving. So thank you for, and that, and I think it was Anthony who brought up the word give as being an essential part. And I think it's helpful to see it that way.
I love that you said that for two reasons. When you said not needing an apology, I just felt something lift off me, because sometimes I'm not letting it go until, or other people are, I'm not and then we're kind of like stuck there together. But no, it's not about that. And I would say, and this goes back to what we were saying earlier, that my biggest, possibly only addiction in my life has been overthinking and overfearing and overfixing. And my love wasn't love, it was control. I would give and give and give and not be available to receive. That was too vulnerable. That was too fearful. That was too dangerous. And for me, when I learned to receive as well as give and be in the flow of, rather than separate and surviving, doing the love blag, then I felt love. Yes, it was so much more vulnerable. And it was so much more connected, or it is so much more connected, and it is so much more alive. And I could see it as dangerous, but I feel alive. And maybe I have this since bungee jumping and skydiving, and I did a fire walk with Ian Patrick and a lot of other Miracle Network people, God knows how many decades ago. And maybe it's those places of danger or fear that I come alive, or that I claim my life back, coming alive on the edge. But for me, I need to feel alive. And if that includes danger or out of control, then I need to be in that space and let my love and my presence expand into that space. So I'm not shrinking away from life and what life brings. I can listen to my protector and the voice of reason, and I can follow spirit, and I can take a conscious step and be.
Thank you. We have something in chat. It says, funnily enough, I have just come back from a massage, and forgiveness feels like after a massage. Miraculous to have a light body without pain. Such gentle relief. Yet we choose to carry weight and fear and guilt around instead of feeling this lightness and freedom. Forgiveness lifts all pain and guilt and weight and gives freedom and such beautiful relief and comfort. Feels like love. And on that note, we'll close up. Thank you, Kenny. That was wonderful. So appreciate it. And thank you all for being here. Wonderful to share this time together. Take yourself off mute and show your appreciation.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you,
Kenny.
Kenny.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Miracle Network.
Love you all.
Much
you.
appreciation. Lots of love.
Love.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you.